Are these everyday gadgets increasing cancer risk? What if the devices you trust every day, the ones you hold, wear, and sleep beside, are quietly reshaping your biology? Not through fear-based myths, but through subtle, cumulative effects science is still uncovering. These technologies weren't designed to harm you, yet how we use them may matter more than we think. Cancer rarely appears overnight. It develops through years of small, repeated stresses on the body. Today, we're breaking down 10 commonly used tech devices that raise cancer concerns, focusing on what the science actually shows, without exaggeration and without denial. For each potential risk, we'll explain what researchers are paying attention to and how you can protect yourself and your family.
1. Smartphones. Beyond radiation.
1. Smartphones beyond radiation. When people think about smartphones and cancer, they usually focus only on radiation, but that's only part of the story. Phones are carried against the body for hours, in pockets, bras, or tucked into waistbands, creating prolonged localized exposure. More importantly, chronic smartphone use disrupts sleep by suppressing melatonin, a hormone with powerful anti-cancer properties. Melatonin helps regulate DNA repair and immune surveillance, especially at night. Reduced melatonin levels have been associated with higher risks of breast and prostate cancer. Phone screens also emit blue light that interferes with circadian genes controlling cell growth. On top of that, phone surfaces collect endocrine-disrupting residues from plastics, environments, and frequent hand contact. To reduce risk, create physical distance whenever possible. Avoid carrying your phone directly against your body for long periods. Use night mode and blue light filters after sunset. Keep phones off the bed and away from your head while sleeping. Clean phone surfaces regularly to reduce chemical and microbial buildup. Most importantly, protect your sleep, because sleep disruption is where the strongest biological risk lies.
2. Laptops placed on the lap.
Laptops emit low-frequency electromagnetic fields and generate significant heat during use. While consumer-level EMFs are not classified as carcinogenic, chronic localized heat exposure is biologically meaningful. Heat increases oxidative stress, which damages cellular structures over time. Prolonged heat can impair tissue integrity and normal cell signaling. Historically, chronic heat exposure has been linked to increased cancer risk in specific tissues in occupational settings. When laptops rest directly on the lap, sensitive areas receive sustained thermal stress. Over years, this repeated exposure becomes a cumulative biological burden. Prevention here is simple and effective. Always place laptops on desks or tables, not directly on the body. Use laptop stands or cooling pads to reduce heat buildup. Take frequent breaks to limit prolonged exposure. Avoid long work sessions with devices resting on the lap. Reducing heat exposure is a practical and overlooked protective step.
3. Tablets and smart devices used by children.
Children are not simply smaller adults. Their biology responds differently to environmental exposures. Due to thinner skulls and developing tissues, children absorb proportionally more radio frequency energy than adults. Their nervous and immune systems are still forming, making them more vulnerable to disruption. Just as important, children have a much longer lifetime exposure window ahead of them. While no definitive cancer causation has been proven, precautionary concerns are legitimate. Early exposure may influence brain development, immune regulation, and circadian rhythms. These systems play a critical role in long-term cancer resistance. Parents can reduce potential risk without eliminating technology altogether. Limit screen time, especially for non-educational use. Encourage device use at a distance rather than pressed against the head. Avoid screens close to bedtime to protect melatonin production. Prioritize outdoor play and physical activity to balance sedentary time. Moderation and timing matter more than fear. If this information is helping you see everyday technology differently, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us continue bringing you science-based health content that actually matters.
4. Wireless earbuds and headsets.
Wireless earbuds operate at low power, but their placement raises long-term questions. They sit directly inside the ear canal, near cranial nerves and salivary glands. While radiation levels are low, exposure is extremely close and often prolonged. In cancer biology, proximity and duration matter, not just intensity. Salivary gland tissues are biologically sensitive to radiation exposure, even at lower levels. Although tumors in these glands are rare, they have historically shown radiation sensitivity. The concern is cumulative exposure over many years, not short-term use. Risk reduction focuses on limiting duration. Alternate between wireless and wired headphones. Avoid wearing earbuds continuously for hours. Remove them when not actively listening. Reduce volume and overall daily use. Small behavioral changes can significantly lower lifetime exposure.
5. Smartwatches and fitness trackers.
Smartwatches maintain constant skin contact and emit low-level RF signals throughout the day. More importantly, many bands, adhesives, and coatings contain synthetic materials. These materials may release endocrine-disrupting chemicals with prolonged skin contact. Hormonal signaling plays a central role in many cancers, particularly breast and prostate cancer. Chronic exposure through the skin can influence these pathways subtly over time. Unlike phones, these devices rarely leave the body, making exposure continuous. This uninterrupted contact is what raises concern. To minimize risk, remove smartwatches periodically throughout the day. Avoid wearing them overnight whenever possible. Choose bands made from safer materials like silicone alternatives or fabric. Clean bands regularly to reduce chemical buildup. Continuous monitoring should never come at the expense of biological balance. Stay with me, because what's coming next involves devices people use for entertainment and work without realizing how deeply they affect sleep, hormones, and cancer defenses.
6. Virtual reality, VR, headsets.
VR headsets combine multiple risk factors into a single device. They involve close proximity RF exposure, blue light exposure, heat, and extended wear time. When used at night, they strongly suppress melatonin and disrupt sleep architecture. Sleep disruption is one of the most powerful lifestyle-linked cancer risk modifiers known today. VR also stimulates the nervous system intensely, making it harder to transition into restorative sleep. Repeated circadian disruption alters immune surveillance and DNA repair. The issue is not VR itself, but prolonged late-night use. Limit VR sessions, especially in the evening. Avoid VR use at least 2 hours before bedtime. Keep sessions short and take breaks. Use blue light filtering features if available. Protecting sleep integrity is the most effective preventive strategy here.
7. LED screens and blue light emitting devices.
Blue light does not cause cancer directly, but its biological effects are significant. Chronic nighttime exposure suppresses melatonin, which normally inhibits tumor growth and DNA damage. Shift workers exposed to artificial light at night have higher rates of certain cancers. This evidence led the World Health Organization to classify circadian disruption as a probable carcinogen. Blue light also increases estrogen signaling, which plays a role in hormone-sensitive cancers. Over years, disrupted circadian genes weaken cellular regulation. This is one of the most underestimated risks of modern technology. To reduce harm, limit screen use after sunset. Enable blue light filters or night modes on all devices. Dim indoor lighting in the evening. Avoid screens in the bedroom entirely if possible. Darkness at night is a biological necessity, not a luxury.
8. Printers, 3D printers, and office electronics.
Laser printers and 3D printers release ultrafine particles and volatile organic compounds into the air. These particles penetrate deep into the lungs and bloodstream. Chronic inhalation promotes inflammation and oxidative stress. Fine particulates are a recognized cancer risk factor, particularly for lung tissue. Office environments often lack proper ventilation, increasing exposure. Over time, repeated inhalation can contribute to DNA damage and immune suppression. Reduce exposure by ensuring good ventilation. Place printers in separate, well-ventilated areas. Avoid sitting near active printers for long periods. Use air purifiers with HEPA filters in office spaces. Clean indoor air is a powerful protective factor.
9. Charging devices and power adapters. Near the bed.
Sleeping near active electronics increases nighttime electromagnetic exposure and disrupts sleep quality. Even subtle sleep fragmentation reduces immune surveillance and DNA repair efficiency. Over years, this contributes indirectly to cancer risk. Charging phones and devices near the head also reinforces nighttime screen habits. This compounds circadian disruption and melatonin suppression. The bedroom should support recovery, not stimulation. Unfortunately, modern tech often does the opposite. Keep charging devices away from the bed. Avoid sleeping with phones under pillows or beside the head. Charge devices across the room or outside the bedroom. Create a tech-free sleep environment. Sleep quality is one of your strongest cancer defenses.
10. Tech devices as indirect cancer risk multipliers.
This is the most important and most overlooked point. Technology encourages behaviors that clearly increase cancer risk. Prolonged sitting, physical inactivity, poor sleep, chronic stress, and increased consumption of ultra-processed foods. These behaviors have far stronger evidence linking them to cancer than radiation itself. Metabolic dysfunction, inflammation, and hormonal imbalance emerge gradually. Devices don't cause cancer directly, they shape lifestyles that do. This indirect pathway is where the real risk accumulates. Prevention means using technology intentionally, not passively. Schedule movement breaks, protect sleep routines, set boundaries on screen time. Choose habits that counterbalance sedentary behavior. Technology should serve your health, not slowly undermine it.
The honest scientific bottom line.
Most everyday tech devices are not proven direct carcinogens. However, they can disrupt sleep and hormones, increase inflammation, promote sedentary behavior, expose users to endocrine-disrupting chemicals, and increase cumulative biological stress. Cancer is rarely caused by one exposure. It develops through years of small, repeated insults. Awareness gives you control, not fear. If you found this video valuable, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Staying informed is one of the most powerful health decisions you can make.